Good evening or afternoon. Good evening, fellow chaps. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. Whatever time you're watching this at. This might be the new spot. Am my hair been getting long? Y'all been noticing? You know, my jump was thin because it was free form, but I got a little retwist type stuff. That was a couple months ago, but like, yeah, man, it's getting back. You know, it's getting long. It ain't nowhere near shoulder length, but like, hey, it's getting there. Next retwist, it should be a little bit longer. Anyways, how y'all boy doing? How you doing, big birdie? Are you doing good? Are you doing blessed? I put my cup on the edge. I think it's gonna fall. Honestly, that was a dumb idea. We were trying to check how steady it was, but that was pretty dumb. But anyway, how y'all boy feeling? How life been treating you? You know, you gotta figure it out. Like what's the vibe? What's the haps? What's the moment of legarity type shit? That's good. That's straight. Honestly, you know what I'm saying, what I was worrying about is staying focused on one particular stance of my life, you know. I'm more worried about my past and how my future will go. And most cliche thing is I'm not staying in the prison. Like I'm not doing it. I'm more focused on what's the next thing, what's the next idea, what can I do to change the so-called aesthetic or vibe of what I do now, right? Because as I said, I don't want this to be commentary, but like, shit, at this point, right now, that's the only thing it's really has been for the couple months I've been in here, you know, which is okay, you know, can't complain. The only time I make videos is when I'm at this crib, bro, or I'm going outside for a walk. I wouldn't. Or new update, I've been recording videos in that room. I might record videos in my crib. I don't know yet. Just been making a lot of excuses for myself, right? And you know, I always beat y'all over the head with perspective and how you're perceived and what you perceive, you know. But honestly, how can I preach about it if I don't follow it myself? Because mainly I have came to the fact and I came to acknowledge the error of my ways. What doesn't mean you have changed for the better, but you have acknowledged it in some manner of speaking, which is I used to care heavy how people used to see me. Like I was never to be like, I don't care what they think. I just never say nothing about it, you know. Somebody be like, oh, I like how your hair is, you know what I'm saying, or I like how you dress, you know. I try to keep it up type stuff, to not just to make them happy, but make me feel better, you know. Because external validation was the only time I was feeling good in certain moments. And now saying it out loud, I got the ick, bro. I'm drinking some hot water right now, flushing out the system. You already know how I get. Yeah, I see you over there. I don't know what you're doing, but I see you. I'm talking to Deuce. You probably can't see him. He's over there. Yeah, but anything with that, I'm trying to do better. You know? Not just for me, but for others. You know, soon enough, I have people I gotta take care of. You know. But this rat tail, bro, this extra long lock right here, I like it, but it's so annoying when it's like not on. It doesn't pick a side it wants to be on. But yeah. Oh, that's hot. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to drink lukewarm water, or like a little bit warm, not hot. But you know, I'm pretty dumb. So. But you know, gets to bloating. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm just like so big and bulky and shit. Not gonna lie, I'm just getting this full. I gotta start working out more between. But yeah, back to you know. To what we was talking about. Damn, bro, this title was finna be so tough. I was trying to remember that title for the longest, but I couldn't. Couldn't find the word for the title. And the title was finna be so tough. I'm just gonna put, I guess, a substitute until I remember it. I didn't put it in my notes either, so that's pretty cooked. I ain't gonna lie, I cooked myself with that. Hopefully, I remember the title later on in the day, but I don't know, bro. My mind's pulling a blank. My mind is pulling a blank right now. I don't know why. Oh, this is killing me, bro. Maybe later on, bro. I'm just trying to remember as I was going on, but you know this. It was just like your brain remembers you forgot something, but doesn't remember what you forgot. That's some bullshit. I'm sorry, bro. I'm still like once I forget if I forget something, or I fixate on something, or I lose something, like my whole day is like done. I'm not gonna lie. I can't talk to nobody until I find it, or my whole day is ruined. I remember one time I lost my cap to my head, bro, and I was crashing out, literally crashing out. I might be a little bit autistic. I don't know. Nah. I'm not autistic. Hell no. Hell no. Nothing wrong with that, but no. What you want, bro? I'm mad. Now, the next title's finna be disheveled. This one probably gonna be like why me or something else, something of that line because I forgot what it was supposed to be. Man. It wasn't gonna be nothing extravagant, but it was gonna fit what the context of the video was gonna be. Want some water? I guess not. It cooled down by the time we went out. But anyways. Okay. Back to me, man. I was supposed to be telling you how I'm internalizing my mistakes and my my grievances of how I was before there, but honestly, I was always like this, you know? I was always holding my tongue, you know? Not because I was scared, well maybe a little bit of that, and um I had a lot of things from families and friends because honestly, I didn't see myself as an important person to, give off that type of vibe or give off the information of what was keeping me so distraught. What's the reason why I'm in emotional turmoil? And it got to the point where just the other night I was sitting in this room thinking, no lights on, not even because I need background noise to go to sleep. I just need some type of noise. You know what I'm saying? I used to the noise when I used to live in my old neighborhood was police sirens and gunshots, which is kind of stupid, but they were peaceful when they're in the far distance, but when they're closer, it gets kind of annoying. But anyway, as I was saying, I was recollecting on some issues that I had with myself, and I was wondering why am I the way that I am. Still don't got the answer. I feel like you won't you won't get the answer for a lot of things. You won't be understood for a lot of things. A lot of us are misunderstood, and this fucking bee is about to piss me off. I'm sorry. And there's nothing wrong with something wrong with being misunderstood, but there's nothing wrong being misconstrued or trying to converse in a way where you can be understand, because one of the most demeaning factors is it the factor and demeaning the factor, oh, deterrent, yeah, one of those deterrents could be you trying to be understand, and it could be in an emotional aspect or a logical aspect, right? In my eyes, I feel like you need a even amount of emotional and logical competency to fully understand the human brain or this humans in general. Because if you don't have that, you're more likely to incite violence to get your point across. Some people say the lower your intelligence is, the more violent you have to be. And once that group, I don't know, nigga. It's iffy. I'm gonna keep it buck with you. It's iffy. I couldn't tell you. But me and the bros, we not really violent. We mostly just insult each other, but we don't really yell. But that's just teens though. We teens, so like I feel like that's common to you. But if you're a well-rounded adult, I feel like you shouldn't have to raise your tone to get your point across, right? Even though it could help sometimes. I remember getting yelled out playing sports and shit. Like that's how you get your point across for knuckleheaded kids and shit like that, and cursing your ass off. People say swearing and cursing is a sign of intelligence, which is pretty fucking dumb. Not gonna lie, cause I'm dumb and I curse a lot. So. What makes a curse word a curse word? They say. This side is longer than this side, bro. I hate that. I need to sleep on this side more. I got like an over fixation on my hair, bro. I want to keep a messy look, but a neat chaos type of look. Cause like my hair has finally dropped. I used to like how it used to stick up when it was free flowing, but it is what it is. I've been splitting some of my locks into two so I can have like a fuller look. Shout out. Never mind. But hold on. I think Deuce want to go inside. I'll be right back. And that I had to let Deuce back inside the cribbo. Still couldn't find the word what the title was going to be. Maybe I hope it dawns on me when the video is over, bro. Because I don't want to make this video too long. I swear, this was going to be a 40-minute, not even a rant, but it's going to be a 40-minute deep dive into psychology of solitude and why he acts the way he acts. Not gonna lie, it's going to be biased because it's me, motherfucker. Duh, it's gonna be a little bit biased, but damn. loud ass call. I thought she was right by me. Shit. But yeah, I'm on my way. There's some better factors of, I wouldn't say benefactors or beneficial, but there's some benefits of being close to me in some way. You know, you'll get a couple of chuckles, a couple, wisdom drops here and there. But anything else, I'm not good for it. You know, I'm a bum, bro. I'm broke, and shit, I'm broke. I got no money. Can't feed myself. Don't know what I be talking about. Unemployed. Got a job, but unemployed. I work for free. Shit like that, bro. I feel like the reason I have issues with myself because I want everything to be instant. And if it's not, is that a jet? Type shit. My fault. Walk in? Okay. But I feel like if it's not instant, then I'm not doing something right, you know? That's how I feel. Don't know why I feel the way I feel, but it is what it is. Sometimes you have, like, I feel like we don't have words to truly explain how we truly feel, you know? You have the simple descriptions and the simple knowledge of how you feel. You got melancholy, happiness, joy, shit like that, anger, aggression, all subdivisions of the same thing. Mad, sad, glad. You know what I'm saying? And then when you kind of get in the complex areas of things, you can feel indifferent, calm, numb. You know, uh, satisfied. You know, but those are still subdivisions of other simplified emotions, right? In some aspects, yeah. So when it comes to this, it's like it comes to a point where you're like, damn, I feel like we're not further along enough to establish a full comprehension of what we feel and how we talk. Like we don't have the words yet. It hasn't been created yet to understand the psyche of something. But I feel like the most powerful thing we can do is simplification. The simplification of anything. Like if you go to philosophy, you'd be like, well, technically everything is just a subdivision of Buddhism or something like that, you know? You can be a dickhead and, discredit people's studies and works and just be like, oh, this is how I see it and this is what it is. I feel like that's some asshole shit, but hey. Oh, bro. Yo. I just ripped out one of my logs. Fuck. Kind of look better that way, but still, hold on. I gotta go get one of them fucking Instalock combs and put this bitch back. Sorry for the brief intermission. It's good now. But damn, I must have been pulling too hard because I heard something pop, but I kept pulling. See, bro, I told you I be stressing, bro. See, now I gotta leave that bitch alone because that shit just popped up, bro. What the fuck, bro? Now it look like I don't take care of my hair, bro. I do, I promise you I take care of my hair, bro. It's not what it seems, bro. It's not what it look like, bro. Damn, bro, that's crazy, bro. Now I gotta cut the camera. I'm gonna leave that in, though. Authentic. You know, you gotta be authentic type shit. But damn, that shit crazy, though. I did lose one of my hair, bro. That shit is crazy, though, how that shit happened, though. Let me shake my shit, make sure. Make sure that bit good. Get one more shake. Alright, we straight, but damn. One of my locks popped, dog. But back to what we were talking about. We are not evolved enough to truly understand and explain the human psyche or the human mind and how emotions are one of the most strongest, impactful things in the world. Well, maybe that is kind of self-deluded a little bit because we're so-called the only conscious beings that can truly talk and comprehend in some variable way. So I think that's why we put ourselves on a higher pedestal than regular mammals, even though we're all animals. But I guess with that, we're so conscious, so conscious that we put ourselves on a different pedestal more than other humans, They say the closest things to humans are apes or something like that, or some type of ape. Damn, that's crazy, though. Like, you better not fall. On my mama, you better not fall. Yo, y'all just seen that shit live. My fucking shit popping, bro. Shit, now I'm scared. Boy, I thought it was one of my locks. Ow, that hurt. See, that's why I be popping, because see. But anyways, it was a great talk. Damn, this shit was supposed to be like 20 minutes, about to go on 25. But it's whatever, bro. I might have to go put a bonnet on, moisturize my locks, because what the hell? I heard something pop, but I kept pulling, and then bitch just fell out. And it was a good chunk, too, like this much. Bro, did it fall out again? Oh! Oh, where it fell out? Which one did it fall out? Bro, it fell out again, bro. At this point, bro, I don't know, gang. I might not be instant logging this bit correctly, bro. But you can barely tell the length change, but still, bro, that's fucked up. Shit fell out. I guess I'm just gonna throw this bitch away. Maybe when I get famous, I'll sell this little ass piece. Look, it might be. Look, that's a long piece, bro. That's a whole nother lock for real. Look at that. Now that bitch split in half, bro. Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel, son. I'm gonna keep it, bro. I'm hurt. Maybe I could put it with a different one. I don't know. Who knows? But I am hungry. All right, I'm gonna talk to y'all boy later. I'm gonna get something to eat. Stay blessed, stay lovely, and bye.